This is Don't Forget the Small Stuff, and today we're talking about The Raid. Andy, where were you hiding?
Oh, just behind the false wall there.
Oh, yeah, good hiding spot. Yeah, good. Although, you're lucky, because that's normally where I practice my machete stabbing. Welcome to Don't Forget the Small Stuff, the podcast that celebrates the overlooked and forgotten little moments in films. I'm Jess, and with me today is Andy.
Hello.
You can find us online at smallstuffcast.com. We are at smallstuffcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and you can always contact us using email at smallstuffcast.com. Our music is by the awesome Skeleton King. Find more of Skeleton King's work by following the link in the show notes. Okay, we are back. Finally, we've had a bit of a break from recording and releasing episodes, so to any regular listeners, apologise. The reason being, unfortunately, my mum died halfway through the last month. No, it was the beginning of last month. And so we were all a bit distracted with funeral arrangements and visiting her when she was particularly ill in the care home and things. But we are back to normal now. But I do want to just acknowledge the moment, actually. So my mum, obviously, it goes without saying that my mum's formative in my life, as it is with everyone. But in terms of my enjoyment of film specifically, and so how it relates to the podcast, I think mum was particularly formative. I've mentioned her multiple times in previous episodes, so I think, you know, it deserves at least a mention. That and something actually I said during the funeral. In fact, I made a point to say that one of my favourite ever car journeys with my mum, she took me through scene by scene Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, which, you know, I don't know if that's an unusual thing for a mum and son to do.
But you've still never seen it, no?
And I've still never seen Psycho, but I know what happens because of that car journey. And so shout out to my mum.
Yeah, if it was good radio, we'd have a minute silence.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
No,
sorry, mum.
I'm sure she'll forgive you.
Yeah. What else has been happening, Andy? Anything exciting in your life?
Yeah, I think, well, not specifically exciting in my life, but I think given where we are with the podcast and the number of episodes we've done and the kind of forced break that we've had, there's a couple of things that have sort of cropped up, I think, from previous recordings, and I wanted to bring up. And I think you've got a couple of things as well, so maybe we'll just bat these couple of things around. Yeah. The first thing I wanted to talk about was stupid animated Blu-ray DVD menus, right?
Oh, yeah, just...
What are they, right? So it goes without saying, in this day and age, most of the stuff we watch is generally streamed from one service or the next. Only a couple, I think, of the movies we've seen have actually had on physical copy, and The Raid is one of them. I got this on Blu-ray. I think you might have bought it for my birthday once, Jess.
What a good friend.
Yeah. And I fired it up, and what is going on? So the menu, how did you watch it?
On Netflix.
Okay, right. So for those who have seen the physical version, right, certainly in the UK, I don't know whether or not it's different elsewhere, but the menu system is kind of first person. So you're like this, and I'm assuming it's supposed to be a character from the movie. I have no idea, but you're in first person and you're wielding a knife, right? And your cursor is a spinning, it's kind of machete. And if you click on something, the guy your character moves towards something, and then something. It's the worst. It's slow. It's got like 3 frames of animation. It slows everything down. I hate it.
When all you want to do is just get on with the film.
I hate it.
Who has time? It's like
so bad.
The way you described it reminded me of like the old video games, Operation Wolf and Operation Thunderbolt, where you had to like shoot bad guys but it was very much first. It was like the archetype first person shooter, wasn't it?
I hate it, and I hate them completely. I think this is the worst one I've ever seen. It feels so low budget.
So it's like an interactive, almost video game menu.
So bad.
Are there any penalties for missing the menu item that you want?
Because it hovers over the menu item,
Oh,
but
okay.
actually because it's so bad and slow, it's sometimes not clear what you've clicked on. I mean, I know this is a low budget movie, but come on, it did pretty well at the movies, right?
Yeah, no, I think
The production
I mean, I
values.
think the production values of this film are incredible, and given what presumably its budget was, so they could have gone the extra mile, or not bothered, and just made a regular menu.
Honestly, just give me text.
Yeah,
Right, it sucks.
but that goes back to old DVD days as well. Like DVDs had some ridiculous kind of interactive menu systems on some of them, didn't they? And like doors opening and closing, and then cutscenes, and just play the content I want.
And actually, do you remember when Blu-ray came out and there was a thing that, because there was some persistence on the device that you were watching the movie on, and it would say, this is a new format, your firmware of your device might need updating, so to get the latest features. What? Why do some films still say that? Like, who's doing Blu-ray Live or whatever they call it? It's the worst. Hate it.
Well, especially considering who buys Blu-rays anymore, really. Who buys physical media in any way.
Well, on that subject, my next point actually leads me on to the other physical film I watched was Alien. And I meant to bring this up, and I've already apologized for the mother AI thing. I'm going to, not apologize, I'm going to point something out which I also hate.
There's a lot of hate today.
Still a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
On the back of the I actually own the Alien box set. I must have bought it about 10 years ago. I think it's got Aliens, Alien 3 and Resurrection in it.
Yeah.
And so I when we were watching Alien, as you do, I kind of like the physical medium. So I was like looking around and reading the stuff on the box. And on the back, the top of the print on the rear of the Blu-ray box, it says, on Blu-ray, everyone can hear you scream. And I've hated a lot of things in this podcast so far, but that is the most hated. What does that even mean?
I mean, it's almost hard to kind of comment on it because it's so nonsensical.
Well, the thing about Blu-ray is, over and above everything, is the visual fidelity, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with screaming and anyone hearing it. I get you can get, better audio encoding and all that nonsense, but come on, what is that? Who signed off on that? As it being, let's
because
put
the
that
whole
on the
point
box.
of the film is in space, no one can hear you scream. So wait, does this make it like worse?
They should have watched Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Apparently, everyone would have heard it. Whatever it is, it's stupid. I'm going to stop ranting.
No, fair enough. So you've talked about a couple of things that we have watched for the podcast, but I wanted to mention one thing that I've been watching outside of the podcast. So I've been watching Andor, the Star Wars series.
Yep.
So after the second season of The Mandalorian, I had pretty much checked out of the Star Wars TV series. I just wasn't interested. Mandalorian, I just was really disappointed. I didn't mind the first season, but the second season I found really disappointing. And then I heard Van Latham on the Rewatchables say that he thought Andor was one of the best Star Wars things he's ever seen.
That I've heard. Yep.
And so I thought, well, I've got to give it a watch. And I agree with him. It's incredible. It's so good. It's smaller scale than the movies, obviously, but it dovetails quite nicely with Rogue One, as you would imagine, in terms of just its tone and the main character and things. And it's just really well done. It wasn't done on, I can't remember the name of the technology they used when they made the Mandalorian, but it's basically that room, the circular room where the walls are all HD screens.
Yep.
It was done on location in real places, so it's got a kind of
grittiness and
tactile
rawness.
nature to it. Yeah. And Stellan Skarsgård is in it. Your and my favorite Stellan Skarsgård, and he's unbelievable. He's just so good in it. I mean, I don't want to do any spoilers or anything, but there's a scene towards the end of one of the episodes where he's just chatting to someone, but it's quite heated discussion, and he has like a monologue where it's just like he's throwing 100 miles an hour, as they say in baseball terms. Is unbelievable. It's so good. So I'm recommending Andor.
And I need to. I started watching it. I've watched the first episode with my kids, and then we stopped watching.
Yeah, okay.
That happens standard.
A fair amount.
Before we move on, as we're talking about recommendations, and I'm not going to do this every week when we talk about fantastic things we're watching because we'd be here forever. But I'm almost done with the Apple TV show Shrinking with Harrison Ford. It's incredible.
I don't know it.
Yeah, it's up there with Ted Lasso for me. It's some of the best TV I've ever seen.
Shrinking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I'm going to write it down.
You should.
Yeah, even though we're standing right next to each other and you can tell me when we're done. I'm going to write it down anyway. Okay, good. Let's move on to The Raid. And we saw this in the cinema together, Andy.
I knew.
I remember being at your house before I knew anything about it, and there was a copy of probably Empire magazine, and it had a short review of The Raid. And you kind of pointed it out to me as basically they were saying it's like one of the greatest action films ever made in this review. Yeah. And so we were quite excited to see it in the cinema, and we weren't disappointed, I don't think, were we? I certainly wasn't.
No. I mean, we, as you say, I think someone had suggested that it was basically like a video game in movie form where you just need to get to the top to beat the boss. And that hooked me. I like simple things anyway. And I remember, I don't think there were too many people watching with us. It was relatively empty, but there were audible groans and screams and stuff, which added to the experience greatly. It's hard not to, isn't it? Even watching it again a couple of times, it's brutal.
Yeah. It doesn't pull its punches.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you said there weren't many people there at the cinema. I think maybe there aren't going to be many people listening to this podcast because I'm not sure it's got the audience that maybe it deserves. But also it is very genre. It's very niche. It's very violence heavy. So, that rules out a lot of film watchers in general.
Yep.
All right. So I found it a little bit difficult to chronologically go through this in terms of like organizing my thoughts. So we might be a little bit all over the place. But
yeah, we talked about this briefly beforehand. It's not quite so easy to slice this one up. Sorry, there's another knife pun right there. Slice this one up into obvious chronological chunks. We're not going to sit here and tell you we're now on level 6. That's dull. We don't want to do that. You don't want to hear it. So, yeah, there's some key story beats I think we'll focus on, or bits that we particularly want to talk about. But it's probably less structured, but probably better for it this time around, I think.
Right, but I am going to start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start. So we see him, I don't know, warming up for the day in his apartment or his house or whatever. And I think you and I both clocked it when we saw the film for the first time. It tells you exactly what kind of movie this is going to be when he starts working on the punching bag. And it gets very vigorous very quickly. Normally you see people on punching bags just, giving single shots. And he is going for it.
I love that. I love it. I'll touch on it later, but I love that part where I'd be knackered after 1/3 of what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like 5 a.m. or something. He's just going for it.
I didn't actually clock the time on the watch. What?
No, I think the only time I saw... does he look at...
the opening scene is a watch on the desk or the counter table, but I've never actually looked at what time it is.
No, there is a clock. The lieutenant, when he's waiting for them, is checking his watch.
Also, call ourselves, don't forget the small stuff. We literally have not looked at what time it was on the watch, which probably is... it's like the ultimate small stuff, isn't it? Then they are... they're in the truck on the route, on route as well, to the tower, and we kind of get to meet all of the main characters.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because this I'm not going to use the word or the phrase "pulling up punches," but it gets straight into it. There's not even preamble, is there? Really, it's like straight into the truck, and the lieutenant, the sergeant, is describing what they're going to do. The point I wanted to make here is we watched on my Blu-ray. There was a UK theatrical version and a fully uncut version, which I did not watch because I'm not a fan of gore, especially knife gore.
This is not the right movie for you.
I know, it really isn't. But I watched this twice, and the first time I watched it, this was jarring because I watched it in English with the English dubbing.
Yeah.
That was a poor choice.
Yeah,
it was when we went to see it in the movies. It was obviously Indonesian, I guess it is. I did watch this again. The reason I did that, by the way, is because I wanted to watch it with my son, and I needed. He wasn't buying the idea of having to read. He just wanted to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, goodness gracious.
It's worth pointing out that your son is late teens now. He's not. He's not like 6 or something.
No, let's be clear. He is 17 years old, so I'm comfortable watching this stuff with him. But he wasn't comfortable reading when all he wanted. I kind of pitched it to him as an exciting action movie. So I was surprised at how much worse it was with English dubbing.
Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised. I haven't actually. I know you encouraged me to watch a little bit of it, but I haven't actually done it.
It's like, when you watch, an old kung fu movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guys seem to have overly deep voices and talk too slow. And there's something, it's like listening to a Wu-Tang song. Yeah. With all the kung fu kind of stuff cut through it.
So it was like that then?
Yeah, it wasn't good. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. So that's the first time there's any kind of meaty bit of dialogue, and we were laughing because it was
not good, is it?
Well, because I'd seen it before, I was cool with it, knowing full well I was going to watch it again, properly, so to speak, which I did. But I wanted to. If you haven't seen this before and you're going to watch it, do not watch it with English dubbing.
Okay, subtitles all the way.
Yeah.
There was a little moment in the scene in the truck that I thought was quite funny because, as you said, the sergeant is giving them the lowdown, and there was a moment, and I can't remember exactly what he says that makes this happen, but he was just, there wasn't like a cue, it wasn't like like police on 3 or anything like that. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, all of the guys in the truck go, yeah, like just like a yes sir kind of thing, all synchronized.
Yeah, they do.
They'd rehearsed it multiple times, but it was just in the middle of the briefing. Yeah,
it is a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. There are some bits in this movie which I'm like, but anyway.
Yeah. We're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about, or at least I'm gonna mention when what's the bad guy's name? What is his like? Is it
Tama?
No, I don't know. Anyway.
Honestly, this is not a great start. We've watched this film. Promise.
Watched it twice.
Yeah.
So anyway, the main bad guy's like executing those guys.
Yeah.
In his office, like weird choice, but anyway. And obviously,
he's got a whole building.
Yeah. He's got what appears to be like a torture room. Yep. Like, I mean, you could just do it there. Anyway, when he runs out of bullets, he goes to get open the drawer, right?
Yeah.
The top drawer of his desk. Top right-hand drawer, which I feel like, for me as a right-handed person, top right hand would be like your most important stuff.
It's pens, it's paper.
He's got 6 bullets and a hammer.
Yeah. Well, he
does. He's just not into any admin.
No admin. I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. Before we continue in the building, I'd like to point out something which made me chuckle as they. They get the 30 seconds in the truck. The guy, the driver says, 30 seconds, knocks on the back. And they're kind of, they arrive as if it's like a covert operation, which of course it is to a degree. Mm. I mentioned it briefly just now. The lieutenant, who we will talk about more, is just stood there.
Yeah, right?
He's like waiting for a bus. Yeah. Like these guys turn up and they're, almost a military arrival. This guy's like leaning up against a post, checking his watch.
It's very casual.
Wearing the wrong coloured shirt. Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird, that he was just like hanging out there. Yeah. Why did they? Anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's his operation. He can do what he wants, right?
Mm.
So you mentioned that, like the kind of special ops kind of vibe that they're giving. I actually think it's one of the best, coolest special ops silent comms scenes ever, where they're like doing really cool specific hand signals, and like he calls one of the guys up to the front, and the main guy, Rama, like taps his head as if to say, you need to go to the head of the queue and stuff like that. And it's just so I guess the point I'm making is not only was it incredibly cool, but it shows you that these guys know what they're doing. They are genuinely like elite forces, and so you're thinking, yeah, these guys are awesome. They're gonna wipe the floor with this building.
Yeah,
and so I think it sets a good precedent. Like you're thinking, okay, something major's got to go down for these guys. So I think that's a really cool detail. On the back of that, when the civilian, where does he live in? Number 726, whatever it is. Yeah, when he's trying to get in, like he's getting his keys, right?
Yeah.
They all of the police, like sort of come into the background of the shot.
There's a funny shot, isn't there?
Completely silent.
Yeah.
And he has no idea they're there.
No.
It's so good.
I don't really get it. I don't really get that bit because Jacka is like right in his face immediately. He's really aggro
well,
about it.
Well, we've got to assume that everyone there is a criminal, right?
I guess, but he doesn't.
You can't take any chances, I guess, is the point.
But he can. But when it's clear what he's trying to do, he explains that he's trying to get the meds to his wife.
Yeah.
He continues to be.
Yeah.
And like, even when he's walking away, he's insulting the guy. Well, give him a break.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really like him very much, that guy.
No.
All right, but they get in. They do that cool takedown of the guard at the watching TV, which is quite cool. And then then they're off, like tying dudes up and sticking tape on the.
Yeah, that bit's quite funny. They keep showing the floors like they're going up. Right,
yeah.
I say funny, it's not, but it it shows you what this movie's about, right? Go up.
Yeah,
and this progression is measured by floor number, certainly in the early part.
Mm-hmm. It all turns when they see the kid at the end of the hallway and. They don't stop him from raising the alarm essentially, and then it all goes to hell. The alarm is raised as you've written in the notes here, Andy.
I just wanted to I wanted to say at this point that there are several points where, as during this film, that I'd cover my eyes, and Lieutenant shooting that kid. I can't watch it. I mean,
is it because of the fact that it's a kid? Is that the issue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
We've seen films in
I don't
the past.
have that issue. That's weird. What does that make me?
Heartless.
Sorry, you were saying?
No, I'm just saying we've been to see films before where kids are put in danger. I remember watching American Sniper with you, and there was that point where he was going to take out the kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like sweating. And they make you sweat as well, don't they? It's the same thing. And obviously, having seen this a few times, you realise that the real bad guy is the lieutenant, ultimately.
Yeah.
And, that doesn't help matters.
That's a good point. So I guess I was always thinking, I'm assuming that everyone in the building is bad, and so that kid is also bad. But actually, the kid might just be running, like, because he's scared, because there's a whole bunch of police officers. He might not be raising the alarm at all. And also, he's being controlled by the people who... He's being manipulated and controlled by the people who run the building. So he is still an innocent in the grand scheme of things.
Anyway, I thought that. I don't like that bit. It's horrible. It's what does he say? Like,
it just says police.
No. Sorry, because Jacka says, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Necessity" or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's what the subtitles say.
They're in trouble at this point, and the alarm is raised, as you've said. So when he says we're going to call the neighbours, and they bring the snipers into the building opposite, and they shoot the two guys outside, and then they shoot the guy who's in the building but looking out the window.
Yep.
As a really, it's hard to say it's a nice touch, but when he falls forward after he's been shot through the goggles, he falls forward, and the blood starts pouring out of the hole in the goggles.
It's really grim.
It's really grim. But we're going to have to get used to that.
Yeah.
This is, this whole thing is pretty grim. Got to be comfortable talking about.
Yeah. That bit's a bit weird though, isn't it? Because there's the dude with the I don't know what you call it, the escapologist man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's escaping from the chair.
Yeah.
And his mate there's the guy on who's just been shot in the face, and then his mate I don't know what he's doing.
He's calling his mate's name as if the man who's been shot in the face might wake up.
He's completely unaware of what's happening in the room, and I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I hope I'll never be in that situation. But it's quite clear that that guy's beyond recovery. But the shaking and calling his name, it's really strange. At least, especially for an elite
Yes.
forces dude. But anyway, the guy then obviously knifes them, but no, that's the end of them. And then we get on to the so there are several killings, as you say, from the kind of now mobilized people in the building and neighbors. And then we get to that kind of the first real, I think, show of force from the building's occupants, where they ambush them from above. And it's funny because I wasn't quite sure what was going on initially, because it's very dark.
Intentionally, yeah.
And so what happens is someone's looking at the door, because there's noise behind the door handle, and then there's the flash of the muzzle lights them up, and then they go to town. And it's like a war zone.
That's exactly what Marla said when we were watching it last night.
It's like a war zone, and I don't know how much ammo they have.
They're shooting quite a lot.
There's quite a lot of gunfire. No one seems to reload.
Well, we see the police reload a couple of times, like occasional police people reloading. I remember seeing the sergeant reload his weapon at one point, but we don't see the bad guys.
No,
they're just shooting a lot.
And the numbers don't seem to add up either. They seem to be, I don't know, maybe 15 policemen around the balcony there, and it seems like about 30 die.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's poor combat tactics as well. Why do they take so long to get out of there? It's weird.
Is it because there were people on the other side of the door? I don't know.
You take your chances, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think out of the kill zone.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
and also, but they some of them are in cover. You got to stay in cover. You don't want to leave cover. Otherwise.
And it's difficult, right? Because the balcony is four-sided, isn't it? And I guess it's tricky. But anyway.
So the way I see the film from more or less this point on is that it's just a series of set-piece fights with a few little bits of downtime in between. So the scene in the room, the good guy's room, and then the scene between the Rama and his brother and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to talk about the first hallway fight when Rama and the other guys, the injured guy, are sort of trying to make it through and then they get attacked in the hallway. I think it's probably my favorite fight in the film, because he's got the nightstick or the baton or whatever you want to call it, and he's got his knife, and he is just tearing things up. He's so good with both of those things, and he just is incredibly cool. And some of the way he dispatches some of the guys with that knife is absolutely brutal. But during that fight, he basically gets disarmed. He drops the nightstick. He then drops the knife, and then eventually they clear the hallway. Everyone is dead, and then they start stumbling back up to the room. Right? He even tells the injured guy, "Leave it." When the injured guy tries to pick up the knife.
Yep.
No, take the knife. Take the nightstick. And why are you putting them down? You're awesome with them. Why are you leaving them there?
I don't understand. Leave that loaded gun. You don't need that. It's really weird, isn't it?
I mean, I know it facilitates the hand-to-hand combat later in the film, right? So from a filmmaking perspective, you probably need them not to have weapons. But no, just pick it up. And later on, I can't remember exactly where it is. I think it's when he falls out of the window and he lands on the fire escape or the balcony. He then takes off his stab vest or his bulletproof vest as well.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I don't
get
that.
Because he takes it off and he's going, ah. Yeah. Like
he's injured or something?
I'm assuming he's hurt, but it's not like he takes it off to examine himself.
Yeah. Reminds me of Clark Griswold removing his watch in the desert.
Yeah. Just throwing it. I don't really understand why he just takes it off. Who knows?
So at this point, we get the first glimpse of, I'm calling him Machete Man. I don't know if he has a name in the credits or anything, but he is the leader of the Machete gang.
Yep.
What I love about him is that he does everything with his machete. Like he's walking down the corridor and he tells some of the guys that they need to go and check that way. And he points with the machete. Yeah. And then he goes into the room of the friendly people.
Yeah.
And he's using it to throw the pictures off the wall. He's just like, it's like an extension of his hand.
Yeah.
He's at one with his machete, and then obviously he's stabbing the wall with it.
That bit, though, the wall stabbing thing.
Yeah.
The best part about that is how Rama cleans the knife of blood as he comes out. It's so good. It's so good.
Because you know that if there's blood on the knife, they're done for.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. So what follows the hiding in with the nice people is the scene with Machete Man and his gang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so Rama is essentially trapped in the dead end. And then there's perhaps my second favourite fight scene of the movie. And it's pretty brutal, isn't it? There's a couple of gnarly...
Oh my God.
So the guy, first of all, the guy is flung over the balcony, isn't he? Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Is that the same? Yes, it is. He comes through the door and falls off over the balcony, and then I assume breaks his back. And that's... I remember that being a large... groan in the movie theatre when we watched that. But there's a lovely shot. I'm kind of giving away one of my categories here, but I want to say it. There's a great shot. I think Rama's fighting two people at the same time, and the camera goes above. Because we don't really get many creative camera shots on the fighting. I mean, it's all done exceptionally well, but I think that's one bit where it makes sense given the confined space they're working in. It's so good because he's got a guy both left and right in him, and he is absolutely railing on them. Brilliant.
Yeah,
I love that scene. I love that shot. I think it's exceptional.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think that was one of my overall general points, is that the use of overhead shots in this film is really good. Obviously, we get it in the room when they're hiding behind the false wall, so we can kind of see both things. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention about Machete Man when he's like, "Hey, what's this?" When he sees the weird wall. To get to the wall, back of the sofa, which I think is brilliant. He's no nonsense, that guy. Anyway, and then the scene where you're talking about as well. And there's a few other moments where they use directly above camera angles, which I think is really great. Yep. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that was it really. I just wanted to point out that I am giving away one of my my categories here, but that's very, very much standout shot for me. It's super cool. But yeah, that is a gnarly fight, but it's really, really cool. The whole thing is excellent. There's a lot of R-ing and shouting in the fight. Yeah. It's a bit loud. I don't know. I've not been in a massive fight. Do people shout this much?
Write in, please.
Have you been in an enormous brawl? Yeah. Let us know. How much shouting was there?
That's a good point. What's the alternative? Like, from a filmmaking perspective, what's the alternative? Do you have slightly less shouting and R-ing, or do you have silent fights?
Are they pirates?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know how else to verbalize it. Obviously, if it was a pirate fight, they would be R-ing all over the place.
Yes.
Okay, I feel like we've been slightly derailed. So where do you want to go next, Andy? What's your next small stuff?
So after that, we eventually get to the lab. At this point, they're reunited, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So the lieutenant and the other dude are back in the thank you, back in the mix, and yeah. So I think probably the reason I like this one the best is because the lighting is so different. Obviously, it's a lab. Mm-hmm. It's very bright.
It's more open than a lot of the other fights as well. Yeah, lots of running.
There's a bit of locomotion going on. People are moving between weapons and furniture and tables and all sorts of things. But the contrast between the way the elite forces dudes are fighting and the lieutenant.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he's brute force, isn't he?
He's such an idiot. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to hit you with a chair. I'm going to swing this drawer at you."
So the chair hit, I mean, obviously they're all stuntmen and women stuntmen, and they're all trained and movie fighting and what have you. But the chair hit, that looks like a real chair and a real hit on the guy.
Doesn't break, does it? No, it looks agony. And it made me, I started to watch the kind of the knockout blows, if you like. It's quite obvious. Some people get, a knife in the neck or something. Some people just get hit by a filing cabinet. I'm like,
well,
and they're down.
Hold on a minute. One of the guys has the filing cabinet dropped on him.
I mean, that's true.
Which is really good.
I think that's the lieutenant. I think
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're obviously more of a fan of admin than they are than the main guy is. There's a lot of paperwork in that filing cabinet, but and there's sliding because there's like some kind of drug. I'm not sure what.
Yeah. Well, that was one of my questions. What drug do we think it is? Do you think? I mean, I'm feeling it's probably heroin, given the geography, like the fact they're in Southeast Asia. That's my assumption. But if it's cocaine, which it could also be, they're probably like they're all inhaling that dust.
Yeah.
Like cocaine and heroin would have two very different effects on you if you were sort of
I can only imagine. Maybe the cocaine is helping them fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's what's doing it. I don't know. They seem incredibly talented and skilled fighters for a bunch of lab workers, but
lab technicians.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, so I thoroughly enjoy that fight scene as much as you can.
So there's a punch by Dagu, the third member of that crew. He punches a guy in the side of the neck, which I just think it's like, and they linger on that shot for a brief moment.
Oh, is that the guy who just collapses to one side?
I think so. Then the big culmination, or the big, what do you want to call it, like the final fight is between the brothers and Mad Dog. You had a tick in your box there.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? Isn't it just the most incredible thing? I said the lab fight's my favourite. I have reasons for that, but the athleticism and skill shown by these guys is just incredible, and it's so well shot, and it's really believable. I mean, it's believable apart from the fact that do these guys ever tire out?
No. I think I was thinking that, and I think it's just the way martial arts films are in general. Like, there's scenes where Andy, the brother, Rama's brother, it gets his head smashed on the floor like 5 times. You're done.
Yeah,
okay. No matter what you've been doing that day, you're done. Yeah. Okay, and he carries on. But apart from that,
apart from the fact it's not really believable, it is incredible.
So the second time I watched it just this week, I spent most of that fight watching Mad Dog on his own. Like, I kind of didn't watch the other two. And his physicality, I'm so bad. I should know the actor's name, but his physicality is phenomenal. He's just, I think it's slightly earlier on in the film when he's fighting the sergeant. And it's right at the beginning of that fight. He runs at him and leaps in the air and I just punched my microphone. Just punches him in midair, and it just, the physicality of that guy is just incredible. So worth pointing out. Are you looking up his name?
Yayan Ruyan.
Yeah, I think
that's probably butchering his name there, but
we should know this given that we're a movie podcast. But I think he's pretty legendary in the Southeast Asian action movie community. I think they both are. Both Rama and him are pretty hardcore. Unless you've got anything else to say about the 2-on-1 fight.
No. I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it?
The film kind of winds down after that point. I mean, that's definitely the fighting kind of finale, isn't it? Anything else towards the end of the film?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out again, I'm no fan of the lieutenant. He's a buffoon at almost everything, even when he attempts to take his own life.
Yes.
He's done it wrong. The gun angle, if you look at it,
even if there was a bullet in the gun,
he's going to
it would have gone through his teeth,
chin, and his teeth, and perhaps the end of his nose, and then he's just going to be ugly. So he's going to be stupid
and still alive,
ugly and still alive, and he's going to get murdered by whoever's going to come after him afterwards. So, idiot.
Yeah, and he miscounted how many shots he'd fired already. Yeah, and it's also the tragic end of my guy Dagu. Just he'd done his job. He just, and Anyway, I feel bad about the guy. All right. Good. Okay, so that'll do it for the small stuff, I think. Shall we take a break?
Indeed.
Yes, let's take a break. Right, let's move on to the categories, starting with the quick hits. I tried to watch for backhanded spit wipes because I was assuming there would be, but it's actually really hard when you're trying to try and pay attention to the action as well. Looking for backhanded spit wipes.
I didn't see any.
No.
I didn't see any.
Andy's hat. Any hats that you'd like to mention? I'm not sure there are any apart from the helmets that the police wear.
I didn't notice any specifically.
No, okay.
Is anyone wearing a hat?
I don't think so. I mean, you would have noticed. I think.
would have noticed, yeah.
Right, and then probably a little bit longer than a quick hit. Bad Ways to Die. There are many bad ways to die.
Okay, I've got one.
Go on then.
Right, the dude who Rama body slams over the door threshold.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not
like
entirely
the
sure.
bits of broken door
like
in the neck.
And they linger on it more for longer than I'm comfortable with, and the guy's like twitching.
Yeah.
I don't like it, yes.
in terms of creative ways to kill someone, I think that was it's amazing.
So that's mine. I think that got the second largest groan when we were watching this at the movies.
So for me, it's Mad Dog.
Mm-hmm.
His death is just, I mean, as much as we dislike, as much as we dislike him, his death is the worst way to go for me. It's just, Anyway, but let's not dwell. Let's not dwell. We're going to move to Audio Corner. I've got quite a lot of nominations for Audio Corner, and I still haven't 100% decided on my winner. Can I go through my nominations?
By all means, yeah.
Okay, so right at the beginning when they're in the truck, and they all check their weapons at the same time, and there's lots of clicking and mechanical noises.
Metallic
like that.
Gun noises, yeah.
When the main bad guy, whose name we still can't remember, is giving his public address announcement to the whole building saying we've got an infestation, the way he finishes that, it's like a close-up on his mouth and the microphone, and the last word he says is just really sort of slow and delivered really nicely. I like the way he says that.
Selamat bekerja dan jangan lupa bersenang-senang.
You mentioned the acrobatic man who gets himself out of like the...
He's
sitting down and he kind of pulls himself out and he grabs the machete from under the table.
He does. There's a good scrape, isn't there?
That the machete makes when it's scraping along the bottom of the table. I like that. So there is a moment of silence, if you like, when Mad Dog finally kills the sergeant in their fight in the room. After all of the grunting and shouting and everything, it goes silent when he finally kills him, which I think is an amazing amazing way to do it. And then there's the music throughout I think is brilliant. I think the music is a triumph in this film. I love the music right at the beginning when they're approaching the building and they're doing their special forces kind of stuff. But there's a moment in the 2-on-1 fight in the torture room when Andy grabs Mad Dog's leg, and the music is kind of pulsating and sort of as Mad Dog is kind of hopping back because his leg's being pulled, the music kind of hops with him. It's just so good. So those are my nominations. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to pick as my winner. So have you got any other nominations?
No, mine's easy.
Okay,
right at the start. It is the noise of the punch bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one.
It's simple for me. There's not much noise going on other than him punching and elbowing. That kind of cool move they do when they hit twice with one blow.
Yes.
Anyway, and it's so fast.
Yeah.
And it's making a really satisfying thud. I like that noise.
Good. All right, I think for my winner, I'm going to pick the music in general, and then but as like a little kind of showcase for the music, it's that moment in the 2-on-1 fight. I think is my favorite. Best looking scene. Again, I've got a few nominations for this, but I'm going to let you go first for best looking scene.
I've already told you. It's easy. It's the dead end fight. That's it.
The dead end fight, meaning
With specifically the top down. I don't know, there's a couple of seconds.
Okay. Yeah. So the dead end fight, meaning the fight he has it's like the second, what I'm calling the second hallway fight.
Second hallway fight in a dead end.
Yeah.
It starts in a dead end.
Yeah. So that shot from above.
Yep.
Okay. So I love, speaking of shots from above, one of my nominations is when, again, right at the beginning, when they're the two squads of special forces split off.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they're just so smooth and slick, and I love all that organization. So that works for me. I mentioned another one when Mad Dog jump punches the sergeant in his first fight. But I think I'm going to go for my best looking scene right before the 2-on-1 fight in the torture room. Mad Dog kind of has his head down and his hair is all sort of straggling across his eyes, and he just looks so menacing. It's just such a great like frame of impending awesomeness. So yeah, Mad Dog's face with the hair across his eyes is awesome.
It's very specific.
Yeah, definitely. Right, the Monsieur Mendel Award for our favourite incidental character. There aren't many, I don't think.
There's a one. Well, yeah, there aren't, and there are actually. I'll get
no, that's true. There are. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah.
So mine. So there's a guy in the lab fight, right?
Yeah.
Right, and it's one of the baddies, one of the lab technicians, if you like, and I like it because I like him because of his comedy, essentially, because his tactic is to run at Rama on a table. He like sprints at it, and Rama doesn't move, and he waits for the guy to jump at him and just throws him into a filing cabinet, and that's that guy.
Okay, so man that got thrown into a filing cabinet.
Yeah.
He's your favourite.
Yeah, I love him.
So yeah, you've approached this slightly differently. So I'm kind of excluding all of the I'm going to say incidental. I mean, it's literally the name of the category. So I'm excluding
victims.
All of the incidental victims. Perhaps I shouldn't.
But who else is there?
I'm going to go Dagu.
Okay.
He's my guy. Because he has a cameo in the lab fight. Like, he's good with his legs. He's got a good kick action. And then the poor guy, I really feel for him because he was given a job to look after the lieutenant, which he does exceptionally well. And then somehow he lets the lieutenant take charge again. He's just good at following orders, old Dagu, I think.
Yeah.
And so that's when the lieutenant has the gun and he shoots him, and so he's my Monsieur Mendel Award winner. What's your favourite location? What's the best location in the film?
I don't know. So it's probably the torture room. Right? Everything about that is cool. The lighting's cool. There's some slightly dusty lighting that's going on. It's dark. It's light. It's that or the lab. But I've said the lab 400 times already, so I'm not going to say the lab anymore. I'm going to say the torture room. I think it houses probably it's not necessarily my favourite scene, but probably the best scene.
Yeah.
So the 2-on-1 scene. Yeah, most iconic, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to quickly nominate just the balcony area. Which I'm not quite sure from a building perspective, like in terms of like building something like that in an apartment block, and what does that space do? Is it like ventilation? Is it, because it's not a stairwell, it's not like you would expect it to be where there's stairs going around it or anything. It's just a series of balconies, one on top of the other. What is it for?
I don't know. It's actually for my old building training that I've had. I think it's bad. I think it's a massive fire risk. It's like a heat.
No, that's a good point.
Chimney, essentially. I have no idea why you do that. It's a huge waste of space, right?
Okay,
if you think about the floor space of a tower block and you take out, I don't know, 30 square meters in the middle of it on every floor. It's a stupid idea. But
a bit weird. So I am also going to agree with you. My favourite location is the torture room. Again, I love the lighting. There's a little fan in the corner that is lit from behind, and so that's kind of changing the lighting in it. And it's great. What souvenir would you like from this film?
I don't like it, but it's so... It's going to be Machete's Man and Machete.
Yeah, okay. I think that's fair.
I mean, I don't even know if I put it on the wall. Like, hey kids, look at my machete.
Would you just use it? Like if you went out and do some gardening, just actually cut some weeds?
I don't know. The thought of it terrifies me. Wielding such a...
I know what you do. You keep it in your top right-hand drawer along with your hammer and your bullets.
My bullets. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, so I would take the machete.
There are a few machetes, so it has to be specifically Machete
Mans.
Okay.
Yeah, so either that, or the other thing I was thinking of is the lieutenant's white polo shirt. I put that in a frame on the wall. It's so weird.
Good. Yeah. So I'm going to suggest a couple of things. At the end of the film, I think his name's Andy, the Rama's brother, gives Rama a tin of videotapes. Mm-hmm. It's a battered, beaten up old tin. Mm-hmm. I quite like that. Like if you had that tin of tapes, that would be all right. I like... So in the scene where Machete Man is clanging his machete against the tile wall... Why?
I'm here. Come and get me.
Yeah, I know. Idiot. The sergeant pulls out his knife. Yep. I don't know if all of the knives are like this, all of the Special Forces knives are like this, but I like it because it's got a black blade, and only the sharp bit of the blade is silver. I thought that was quite a cool...
It's got like the raggedy bit on top as well.
So I quite like, the sergeant's knife.
The combat knife, right?
Yeah. I also like, even though we have neglected to see what time it was on his watch, I like Rama's watch that's right at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm going to go with the sergeant's knife. Fair. So we each have a blade.
Good.
Yeah, cool. And, right, what about the Call Me Bronco Coolest Look award?
I really struggled with this. Call Me Bronco. Excellent. I don't really have... I mean, I've mentioned the lieutenant's white shirt. I'm going to say the lieutenant only because he's the only person that stands out. No one else wears good clothes. They're all dirty or suitably baggy to allow combat. Mm-hmm. I think the Special Forces outfits are cool because they're all black and Special Forcey. Yeah. But that's all I've got.
They don't stand out because
I've got the lieutenant and his white polo shirt.
So I've written the lieutenant down, but not because of his white shirt.
It's because he's an idiot.
Yeah. But also he wears his watch on the outside of his fingerless gloves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was really interesting. Everyone else has just got their watch on their wrist, and he's got it pulled up right up to on top of the fabric of his gloves.
He's a veteran. He knows the score. He knows how to do this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to go for... I feel like I've said Mad Dog quite a lot for a lot of these. I'm going to go for the Mad Dog's look. He's strangely... he's wearing a brown knit. For someone who's like the most badass person in the building, apart from Rama, maybe. He's got cargos on, but his jumper is just like a zipped cardigan, brown, and it's nice. He's got a good look.
Excellent.
So I'm going to go for Mad Dog's brown knit for my Call Me Bronco Coolest Look award. We will finish, as we always do, with closing credit.
The named cast members in this film is astronomical.
Really?
There are many named characters. For example, there are literally 21 drug lab guards.
Whoa.
21. It's like drug lab guard 1 through 21.
That's astonishing.
Well, one of which is the guy who gets thrown into the filing cabinet, incidentally. So I'm not picking a number, I'm picking a name, and that man is Mohammed Nimin, who plays Panic Man. It's not even panicked, because there's a tortured man.
Okay,
right? Yeah. And there's a panic man. Shouldn't it be panicked? Or what's his job to create panic?
Okay, I'm also trying to think who Panic Man is.
No, I don't know. It's Mohammed Nimin. Incidentally, this is his one and only part he's ever been credited for, unsurprisingly. I'm not saying...
He's received an award for it. He's received a closing credit.
I'm not, suggesting he did a bad job.
Panic Man.
Mohammed Nimin. Congratulations, sir.
Mohammed.
If you know who Panic Man is, please let us know.
Yeah, that would be. It would. I feel like I have to watch it again now just to look out for Panic Man.
Yeah, there we are.
Mohammed, good lad. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Next time, we think, be discussing The Great Escape. We've got a few logistical things to sort out, but yes, if we can, we'll be watching The Great Escape. Perhaps give it a watch if you want to join us, but don't forget the small stuff.